All right, solving rational equations. So a little disclaimer here, they are testing the fire alarms today. And so if you hear a fire alarm go off, the school is not on fire. I'll pause the video as quickly as I can. So solving equations, you have to separate this in your head from addition and normal addition and subtraction of fractions because we have that equal sign. When you have an equal sign, whatever you do to one side of the equation, you can do to the other. And that is lovely. That means that you can multiply by something other than a fancy number 1. So that's going to be our tactic here. We're going to multiply by the least common denominator, or really you can just think that you're going to multiply by all of the denominators that you have. So here, to clear our denominator for 2a, we need to multiply by x times x minus 2. And this is 4 over 1. I'm going to multiply both sides by x times x minus 2. And since I'm only going to do a couple examples, I'm going to go ahead and do this middle step so that you can see what you're really canceling, especially with this first one. So I'm going to multiply in x times x minus 1 times x minus 2. All over x minus 2. So that first fraction was 1 over x minus 2. Minus in the middle, still a 1 on top, x minus 2. I'm multiplying this in here over just x equals 4 over 1 times x minus 2. Okay, and now I'm going to cancel. And when I cancel, this is going to cancel all my denominators, which was our goal from the start. So here my x minus 2's cancel, so I'm left with just 1x. A minus in the middle. Here my x's cancel, so I'm left with 1 times x minus 2. I'm going to leave that 1 there to remind me to distribute my negative. On the other side of the equation, I have 4x times x minus 2. And now this is just an equation that you could have solved in Algebra 1 or Algebra 2. So multiplying by every denominator you have. Sometimes it's helpful to factor to see the denominators that you really have if your denominators are more complicated. But really you can get through it by multiply by your denominators. Multiply everything by x times x minus 2. Okay. Negative x, positive 2, and from here we're just making sure we're really precise. 4x squared minus 8x. X minus x is 0 there. And then I just have that positive 2, which I'm going to take over to the other side. Set equal to 0 and factor. Factor or quadratic formula. And here, 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Two factors of negative 8 that adds negative 8 do not exist. So quadratic formula. Opposite of b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Put that whole business in your calculator all together. Negative 8 squared minus 4 times negative 2, and you get 96. 96 is 16 times 6. And sometimes this visual is helpful. Square root of 16, square root of 6. Square root of 16 is 4. And then everything there, all the numbers on the outside are divisible by 2. Remember, you're not dividing 6 right now. The radical 6, you're done with that. So, oh, actually we're divisible by 4. Sorry. So 2 plus minus 4 divided by 4 is 1. So radical 6, all divided by 2 is going to be your final answer. All right, let's do another example. Lovely. Okay, so here my denominators are x minus 1 and x plus 2. That's what I'm going to multiply everything by. Again, this is legal to do because there are two sides of my equation. It would not be legal to do if I just had an expression, not an equation. Okay, so I'm going to have 2 times x minus 1 times x plus 2 all over x minus 1 plus 3 times x minus 1 times x plus 2 all over x plus 2. I'm going to pause just for 1 second so I can make myself a little more room. Actually, you should pause and see if you can get a couple of steps ahead. Now is a great opportunity for that. All right, hopefully you were working ahead there. I'm going to keep going. Other side of the equation, I just have 1 times x times 10 times x plus 2. All right, and now we can cancel some things, some terms here, some binomials. So I can cancel my x minus 1. I can cancel my x plus 2s, and nothing cancels on the other side. That's just over 1. If you want to cancel your 1s there, imagine canceling your 1s. And now I'm going to go ahead and distribute. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 2 is 4. Again, just really careful with your algebra. 3x minus 3 x squared plus 2x minus 1x minus 3. And then combine your like terms on each side before you move across your equal sign. So 2x and 3x is 5x. 4 minus 3 is 1. X squared plus 1x is 2. And now I'm going to move that 5x and that positive 1 over by switching their sign. X squared minus 4x minus 3. Again, this one is not factorable, so I'm going to go ahead and use the quadratic formula like I did on the last problem. Opposite of b, plus minus, square root. B squared minus 4ab all over 2a. Pause the video, put it in your calculator, make it happen. All right, let's check your work. 28 under the radical. 28 luckily is 4 and 7, so there's your perfect square. And I think putting square roots over those helps. When we take the square root of 4, we get 2. And all of our numbers outside of our radical can be divided by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And of course, you don't have to write that 1. You can just write 2 plus and minus. Oh, sorry, that shouldn't be a 2. That should be a 7. Ah. Let's fix that. Square root of 4 is 2. And then make sure you copy your other number right, unlike I did. All right, 2 plus and minus 1, square root of 7. If you've watched these two videos, I would suggest that before you watch the next two, you try the next two problems. The answers are a little bit nicer. You should get something a little nicer. So go ahead and try those, and then watch the videos if you would like to check your work or just see the process.